Yo, 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 what is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown Your Questions, episode 554. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
What's up, people? How's it going?
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
Yo, yo, yo.
Richard Bailey Jr.
What's up, everybody?
And Brian Manjoma.
What up, what up?
All right, guys, we're back with another one. I'm pretty sure it will be no surprise to people here that a lot of the questions we got tonight are about Xbox. Xbox had a very big weekend, to say the least. A weekend, off the heels of, them raising the price of Ultimate, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. The floodgates open, and we got a lot of questions about that. So I purposely rearrange all the questions that, just stack all the Xbox stuff pretty much at the beginning of the show. And then we end off with some non-Xbox questions at the end. Yeah, no bread, unfortunately. Again, I'm not going to talk about the guy's business, but, he needs some time off. So we got to respect that, All right, so let's get into it, man. Shout out to you, Bliss. I got your questions, brother, All right, first up here, Jolly Yellow Nerd. With it looking like Xbox may completely abandon the home console industry, do you think this is the beginning of the end of home consoles? As in, no one else would bother getting into the home console industry, and we will only have Nintendo and Sony putting out consoles until their time comes to an end as well. All right, for you guys who may not have seen what was happening, basically, I guess for lack of a better term, an Xbox leaker who apparently has a good track record. He says that Xbox will stop manufacturing consoles. You could imagine what happened on Twitter after that. By the end of today, half of my YouTube videos recommendations were just about this. Manny, you're nodding. I'm pretty sure you've seen it too. RGT85 made 2 videos already on this shit. So everyone's talking about it, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, what if? I mean, silly question though. It's like, what if it's not them? Like maybe they're thinking of doing something like their ROG Ally, where they're literally having their console manufacturing going to another company.
Yeah, that's what I think it might be.
It's not them doing it. It's them literally hiring somebody else to make that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this counters what Sarah Bond said, that there was an Xbox in the works. Remember, she did say there was a new console, so this is directly contradicting that.
Yeah, but
well, theoretically, by theoretically silliness, there is, if it's going by this route, yes, there is another Xbox. It's just not being made by them.
Yeah, and Chris, to be fair, Phil Spencer also said that the merger when they acquired Activision, it wouldn't raise the price of Game Pass.
Yeah,
so they just because they say something.
I mean,
yeah,
it's been constantized.
Yeah,
you're 100% right. He also said that there would be no layoffs.
No layoffs. Yeah, yeah.
But he meant at that moment. He meant at that moment.
Yeah. But Chris, I'm glad you asked that because a lot of people are saying, because Xbox. Okay, this thing got so crazy. Xbox had to come out to say, no, we are going to continue to manufacture things, and now the Xbox fans were like, oh, look, they said it. Everything's fine. Bro, are you not paying attention? The Xbox price hike, the fucking layoffs, they go back on their word. You can't trust them.
Remember when they said, "Oh, only these 3 games are going to go to PlayStation."
4 games.
Or 4, yeah.
Yeah. That's what they said. Only 4 guys. It's cool, And by the way, we on Throwdown, we've been calling BS on all this stuff,
As soon as they start. We've been saying it from the get that, again, Microsoft's thing has always been about software.
Yeah. Grain of salt, people. General, this is still not confirmed yet, so
but in general, it just seems like a lot of the way they're going, especially as of late, has always been sort of to shed that hardware and to just be pure software.
We've been saying this for almost 10 years now. It really started with them deciding, hey, let's put our games on PC. That was the first step, and it kept snowballing after that, But as to this specific question, I don't think it's going to affect the home console sales because Sony and Nintendo are doing just fine. You know, they're doing just fine. And I'll squeeze this in because it's kind of related to Mecca's next question. It's still related to the first one. With Xbox likely to leave the console business despite what they say publicly, that's right. Are we at a point where they have stuck around longer than they should have? If it wasn't for Daddy Microsoft funding them, Xbox probably would have shut shop after the 360 ROD debacle, or definitely after the Xbox One. And now gaming is at a point where trying to bring a new console platform to market is likely too big a task for any company to consider. So as the stubbornness of Xbox cost us a real competitor to PlayStation and Nintendo. Yeah, that's the interesting thing, because I was thinking about it, like, who would fill the void left by Xbox? Then I realized, what void? Xbox hasn't filled it either. Like, am I wrong? Like, they haven't been competitive to PlayStation ever since TV, sports. That's it. It was done.
Yeah.
So, and Chris, that's what I'm saying. It's like Xbox could leave and nothing would be affected.
No.
Yeah.
If anything, Steam and Asus and Lenovo are filling the void that they're just been trailing.
Oh shit, that's a good
Yeah.
point. I will say this. I guess the only thing that could be felt is who's going to pick up Activision if Xbox were done. But Microsoft owns it. It'll just be Microsoft gaming. But like if the Xbox brand were to go away, you wouldn't even feel it.
Yeah,
it wouldn't change. It wouldn't change it. All they would be, it was just be like, okay, yeah, now we're just a third party company and we make games for all the available consoles and platforms.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, I think that's what they want to be. They want to be the software company, So there you go. The fact that they're getting into any sort of hardware was already like, alien.
Yeah. I mean, Microsoft does do hardware, but they kind of have a spotty track record when it comes to that.
Exactly. It's never been like what they've tried to make
with a Zune.
They tried to make make a Zune. They tried, the only really successful thing that they have is their little tablet.
The tablets and the laptops, yeah. And even those, to me, in my opinion, they're hanging on by a thread,
Yeah.
But they are successful, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other than that, no. So, I don't know if there will be another, again, people are asking, oh, what's going to happen now? There's no competition. There hasn't been any competition.
Who are they?
Yeah.
If there was any sort of competition, we wouldn't see this stuff happening with Game Pass with Game Pass. And they would have had a lot more, ground to stand on and locked everything down if they were more, making, more competitive inside of that space. That's why they had to go in this direction, because they needed to figure out another way to make money. Because obviously their consoles aren't making money, their games at least initially, their original libraries were not doing any sort of thing. They had to literally go buy two companies in order to become fucking profitable.
Yeah, and look what's happening now, dude. Now there are stores that are just completely getting rid of Xbox games. There's no point. What are stores again? Yeah. It was like big ones too, getting rid of them.
Costco got rid of it. They're not selling it anymore. And it's anecdotal, but I checked my local place and my Sam's Club. No Xbox. They're not selling Xbox anything. Peripherals, games, nothing.
Yeah.
They're gone.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like they're already gone. They've been gone. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I don't think it's going to affect the console space that much. The only thing I could maybe see is because I guess, again, trying to be a little fair to Xbox, maybe you could say it kept Sony from raising its prices too much, but they're already raising prices across the board, both companies, so maybe you could be like, oh, without Xbox, Sony's going to say, fuck it, $90 games, that's unrealistic, but I'm just saying maybe there were a little bit of a bulwark when it came to that. But in general, they haven't provided any competition. I was thinking about it, and you guys in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, because there might be more or less, but Xbox outsold PlayStation in the last 10 years for maybe 3 months. And this was like during the early Xbox One days. You know, there was a brief moment in time where like they kind of got their shit together a little bit. I think it was 2015, and they were out and they outsold. This is back when we did NPDs and shit. They outsold the PlayStation. But think about it: 3 months from 10 years or 11 years now, I should say. Not a good look, you know. So there haven't been competition because again, you know, even Mob Hits asked us later, what does Sony PlayStation look like after Xbox is gone? They look like what they do now. They look like what they've looked like for the past 10 years, bro. Why do you think we're getting all these like? I'm just gonna say, why do we think we're getting basically almost nothing from PlayStation, right? Remakes, remasters, sequels. Why do you think Sony's resting on its laurels? Because they don't have to compete. Sony could literally just sit there and make money, as they proved during the pandemic. Yeah, I mean, most companies did, but still, look at it now. The PlayStation 5, and I understand, you know, you have to adjust for inflation and all that, the most profitable console. They haven't done anything. The PlayStation 5, the most profitable console they have, and it's the worst console they've ever had. They don't have to do shit. Why? Because there's no competition, you know? Because generally, you could say, oh, Nintendo's out there, but they're not competing in the same space. Nintendo's over here, PlayStation's over here. Xbox was supposed to be here too with PlayStation, but they've shut the bed every single time. They've shit the bed, you know. I remember I think it was Kishak said like, "Oh man, this got to be one of the worst days of Xbox." Like I don't remember a worse day. I'm like, did you forget about 3 months ago with all the fucking layoffs? And then 3 months before that, there's always constant bad news with this company, you know. So it's like, what competition are you talking about, bro? What? I don't get it. So yeah, again, the console market will not be affected by the loss of Xbox. And Manny, to your point, I think that's how they save face. We're no longer going to manufacture consoles. We're going to have our partners do it instead. What is the ROG Xbox Ally? They said it. It's an Xbox. And you know what? That's probably why they came up with that stupid slogan in the first place. They want to go third party and they want to have other people make their consoles. Everything is an Xbox. They're already prepping us, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's going on? Reggie, man, you could say on YouTube. It's okay. He commented on YouTube, then he went on Twitch. I see it all. I got the ISR on, baby. I see it all. He says I was going to say something. I'll let Tony cook. Anyway, anybody else want to jump on these specific questions about like what does a console space look like without Xbox?
I mean, you said it all right.
It looks
there,
like
man.
it does now.
It looks like it does now. Just minus there's not a green brand in there. You know?
Yeah. One thing I will add, like you mentioned, we're sort of living in the world where, we used to have conversations back in the day where it's like, well, technically we should root for both PlayStation and Xbox because we want the competition. But, we already, even with Xbox still here, we're seeing the symptoms of the absence of competition. But unfortunately, it's not only just that, but it's the fact that, the way video games are created these days, it's just not the same. There's no, we've had conversations also about, the big budget and inflated pricing of making video games and the longer development times it takes to make video games. It's just creates a world where the voids of in between, big releases and anticipated stuff it's just few and far between. It's just not the same anymore, which is crazy because like we talk about like how PlayStation is making more money now than it ever has and stuff like that. It just shows how much everything is inflated in price and cost and subscriptions and microtransactions that's carrying the brand forward instead of the reputation of making video games. Yeah. Which we can all agree, even to those most hardcore PlayStation fans, and the ponies, the output from PlayStation is just nowhere near what it used to be.
Not even close.
And that's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that a few weeks ago. Reggie says, and Reggie, we covered this already. He goes, Xbox has already debunked the rumor, though. They say that, Reggie. They say that. But again, this is the same company that also said they're not going to raise the price of Game Pass because of the acquisition. You know, it's the same company that said it's only going to be 4 games coming to PlayStation, right? This is the same company that said no layoffs because of the acquisition. So yeah, you want to listen to them? You go ahead, bro. What's up, Rich?
I also have a response for our very good friend Reggie. I would like to remind him that Phil Spencer also said, don't believe anything I say until you see these games in your hands. So yes, they have a successful track record of always not telling the truth, and then chaos happens. So let's wait and see what happens.
Rich, do you remember the roadmap? Remember that? Like the Xbox roadmap for the next 10 months?
Oh, yeah.
And then like only one game ended up coming out? Come on, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, don't
But
take.
But you know what their response is?
Yeah. What is it?
Market conditions, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we
go. This is why we cannot stay on track. So they went right off the road. So that's what happens.
Yeah. By the way, Rich is not making up. They actually did say that. If you look at the fine print, they go, "Oh, because of market conditions, we had to raise the price of Game Pass." Okay, yeah, because it takes so much to ship Game Pass from China to here, right? Okay, bro, it's stupid. All right, any other thoughts on these 2 questions about like what the console market's going to look like?
Not other than the fact that we've talked about it, and I predicted since day one that they're not releasing a traditional console next generation. They might call it a console, but it'll be more of a PC.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Assyrian Air Force. This one's a kind of funny question. When do you think Microsoft realized that Xbox wasn't working for the company? Damn, son. That's a harsh one. I'll say this, though. Because he's kind of assuming that because Microsoft never said, oh, it's not working, right? It's all speculative. But if we're going to go with that question, I would say it was when they stopped reporting sales numbers for the Xbox. That's when they were like, oh, shit. This isn't working. And you know what? The other one, as I already alluded to, when they started putting games on PC. But if you want to go a little bit closer, day-and-date games on Game Pass, right? There's a lot. Like but to answer your question, I would say around 2014. Actually, fucking 2014, my ass. 2013, right before the Xbox One launched, they're like, oh shit. We fucked up, didn't we? But we could go keep going further back. Maybe when they got rid of the Kinect. Remember when Rich, that's another one. Remember, the Xbox One was built specifically to work with the Kinect. It will not work without the Kinect. And then what happened 3 months later, Rich? They got rid of the fucking Kinect.
Oh, absolutely. And I will say this. I remember this because, I was supporting all the consoles with the exception of Nintendo, because grown man gaming. So I have yet to go back to a Nintendo console. But yeah, I also did purchase the Kinect. So when I found out that it was no longer being supported, I said, well, this is garbage now. You can't trade it into GameStop. That's not going to happen. So yeah. Yeah.
You said I also had to purchase the Kinect. I was like, you really didn't have another choice. Either you either got an Xbox Kinect or you didn't.
That's it.
You're right.
Blitz goes, wonder if the reason Ultimate price doubled was to drive subscriptions to a level where you don't get day one releases. I think they raised the price because all that money they had to make. They lost $300 million from Call of Duty because Call of Duty, you couldn't buy Call of Duty. You could buy Call of Duty, obviously, on Xbox, but what did Xbox players do? They just got it from Game Pass, but they lost $300 million because of lost Call of Duty sales. So I think they're trying to make up for that. By the way, that part's not. That's not a rumor. That's actually true. That's the report that came out. They lost $300 million on sales for Call of Duty because it was on Game Pass, and people on Xbox didn't buy the fucking game. You know.
Whoops.
So yeah, so they have to make it. They have to make it justified. That's the problem with having a subscription service.
Yeah, and then the other part of the report is they also believed that putting Call of Duty on Game Pass would boost the subscriptions. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. But here we go. And Rich, what does Sarah Bond keep telling us? Xbox Game Pass is profitable. Word?
Yes.
By how much? By $1? Technically, that's still profitable, right?
But I mean, like, it's interesting because it's like it's profitable, yeah. But yeah, like how much of is it? And it's also it's like if it's profitable, how is it? What are you? Is that including all of the development costs for some of these games, or are they just saying? Are they just saying that? You know.
Yeah, go ahead, Carlos.
No, yeah, like Manny. Thank you. You're bringing up exactly what I was going to bring up. We don't know what operating costs they're taking into account when they're talking about profitability when it comes to Game Pass, because obviously making games is operating costs for the developers. Acquisition for a $70 billion studio does not go against Game Pass operating costs, but obviously it trickles down to Game Pass because that's where they're trying to recoup all that money. So when they say Game Pass is profitable, what are they comparing it? Is it subscriptions versus keeping up the network and the data centers? I don't know to what extent the operating cost of Game Pass goes to, at what lengths. So when they say it's profitable, it could just mean that they're only taking into account the bare minimum of what it takes to keep Game Pass and xCloud up.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. But yeah, what about the rest of you guys? When you think Microsoft may have realized, oh, this isn't working?
Well, I think you made a very good point, Tony. The points that you said. What I will add is that I just don't think they've ever recovered from the Xbox One fiasco.
Nope, never did.
You could talk about the Red Ring of Death as well, but that Xbox One fiasco and the guy coming out and say, well, if you can't, what did he say again? You guys can remind me. If you can't play it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he goes, we have another system for you. We have a system for you. That's what Don Matrix said. Yeah, if you don't have online access, we have a system that isn't required. The Xbox 360. And remember, that was a question too. What if military guys can't go online with this? Wow. No, I think that's what really did it. The Xbox One reveal, man. And, the subsequent PR nightmare after that, By the way, go ahead.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because wasn't it around this time when they announced the PlayStation 4 and they were talking about it's very easy to play games, because I recall we went to both of those showcase events, and I think at that PlayStation showcase event they announced the pricing of the system as well, which was cheaper, and I was laughing because our other coalition alumni, Eddie V, this guy, as soon as Xbox announced the Xbox One, he pre-ordered. So then when he saw, PlayStation is cheaper, he was pissed. Yeah. So, that was hilarious. Yeah.
I think you're one of the things you're alluding to is the used games thing, where they said,
that's it. Yeah.
Here's how you share games or something like that.
Yeah, because what was it? Xbox One, you had it had to be constantly online, digital check-in.
DRM.
People weren't having that. PlayStation, on the other hand, didn't do that. They were masterful. But here's the thing that people forget, right? Because they think that the Xbox One reveal happened at E3. It didn't happen at E3. It happened a month beforehand. At E3 that year, I said this at that time, objectively speaking, the Xbox presentation that year was better than PlayStation's because it was nothing but games. But the PlayStation one got more attention because of that one moment. $400, $399. That it got the most attention. But there was a lot of fluff in that presentation. But Microsoft, after the horrible Xbox One reveal in May, they had to just go, games. They didn't talk about no TV shit, Best deal in gaming. Just got more expensive, But yeah, man. Reggie, I know, man. It's not going to rise from the ashes like the Phoenix, man. It's done, Xbox is dying the slowest death, man. 10 years. You know? Imagine bleeding out for 10 years. You know? It's crazy. All right, let's move on here. Mob Hits. With the Xbox brand having seen better days, he goes, once this company goes third party, right, fair enough. What do you guys see coming out of them other than games? A lot of controllers. You know we're still going to get those. Xbox love themselves some controllers. So, yeah, we're definitely going to see that. What the hell else do they do? It's just like...
Xbox?
Yeah, Xbox. What do they do? Like, for example, you know how PlayStation has, like, you know, face placing shit like that? Like, does Xbox have the equivalent of that for their console or anything?
Other than the new they put out a bunch of different specialized consoles way before PlayStation did.
But if there's no console,
like they had a SpongeBob one, they had all those things. So
yeah, but if they don't have consoles, I guess they, you know, I don't know. I guess
again, like
more controllers.
Here's the thing. Like again, it could be there is a possibility that the future for them is not them making the consoles, it's somebody else.
That's what I think.
It's whatever that company does. You know?
Yeah. What about the rest of you guys? What do you think Microsoft's going to do? What do you think they're going to release other than games when they go third party?
No, just games, man.
Other than games.
Well, that's easy, Tony. Controllers,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's it. Controllers.
How do you know they're going to manufacture controllers now?
That's a good point. That's a good point. We don't know.
Well, they might. I mean, they might leverage xCloud for someone where people can utilize that to stream their libraries. But who knows? I mean, the games. I mean, honestly, if Xbox doesn't exist, I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft sells Xbox to the folks that are buying everything else up these days.
Oh no, not
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Who would be worse, Saudi Arabia or fucking China?
I don't trust China. Shit. That's a tough one.
I don't trust the Saudis either.
Yeah, I don't trust them.
This is Sophie's choice.
Yeah. Sure. Right? Shit. Woo, that's brutal. Yeah, it's a little bit of a hard question to answer because Microsoft doesn't really release much for Xbox, you know?
I mean, if they do so to the Saudis, we're gonna have to get in contact with Jagon.
You know, like Jagon, you better chill. You better chill, Jagon. Stop buying all these companies. Jolly old nerd goes Saudi buy Xbox, and you end up with Ronaldo in the next Halo.
Yeah, it'll be. You'll see Vinacci in there too.
Yeah, Vinacci will be there.
Halo, Vinacci and his character will be all like,
man,
dancing around and stuff.
That's right. That's how you kill the flood with Beats.
That's it. Oh man.
Or soccer balls.
There you go. Soccer balls.
Beats and soccer balls. Yeah.
All right, we already answered that question for Mob Hit, so we'll move on here to the gaming engineer. I think that's Alpha Chuck. Here's some context for my question. That's good. We like context. I have had Game Pass since it came out, and I've always found the value in it, even when prices went up. The latest increase has forced me to evaluate the situation, and I will not be continuing my subscription when it runs out next year. It's just a lifelong Xbox Game Pass subscriber saying he's done, bro. He's done. Mm-hmm. Right. So he had two questions. One of them is for Brett, but he's not here. But I'm curious too. Will Brett keep his Xbox subscription? Because he is an evangelist for Xbox. So when he gets back, we'll ask him for sure. So here is Alpha Chuck's main question. A little bit of a long one, so just bear with me here. Does Microsoft not realize how insulting their messaging was? The perceived quote unquote value they're adding with the price increase is it's all smoke and mirrors. You get a free Fortnite Battle Pass and Ubisoft Classics, not premium, which gets you day one releases. Most of the titles from the Ubisoft offering were already on Game Pass prior. As far as the quote increased Microsoft rewards points they are touting. The system actually gave you more points before recently needed. You used to be able to earn more than 12,000 points a month. The system is now capped at 100,000 a year. If you subscribe to Ultimate, less so on the cheaper tiers. Tony, I'll do the math for you. Thank you, because I'm bad at math. That's 44,000 points a year less. The worst part of this week is how insulted I am that Microsoft puts this in front of me and acts like it's doing me a favor. That's well put, my friend. Yeah, listen, man, if I was an Xbox guy, I would be pissed off too. The way you explain it, you actually are so they're telling you you're getting more value, but you're getting less. That's crazy, man. You're getting 44,000 points less a year, bro. And for what? You know? And remember, they promise you day one games on Xbox Game Pass. But now they got to put a little asterisk in it. Only if you're subscribed to Ultimate, which is the most expensive tier. You know? I feel you, man. Actually, I legit feel like bad for you, bro. That's fucked up. You've been subscribing to this thing forever, and they do you dirty like that, and with a smile on their face, right? Oh, we're giving you a value. That's the other thing I want to talk about. On Friday, they put out this stupid statement explaining, like, oh, we're giving so much value to the consumer. They should have rearranged the words. We're giving so much value to our shareholders. That's what they should have said, you know? Because what are you actually... Fortnite, listen, I understand Fortnite's the biggest game out there, but who the fuck is playing this game? You know, like on Xbox, I don't know. And then I didn't know this. Apparently, you could already get these Ubisoft classics through other means. So what is the point of this? You know? So yeah, I agree with you. I think Xbox fans should be offended. They should be insulted, you know? I'm insulted for you. I don't even have Xbox. It's crazy. But yeah, what do you guys think? Nothing.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's all right
I'm
there. I mean, like it's like what else is there to say about this?
Fuck.
It's like, they made, with the using their corporate speech to make it seem like you're getting something of value. They obviously don't understand what people want. They haven't understood what people have wanted for a very long time. So what is this? In this whole scheme of things, what is the end game? Because it's at least from the outside looking in, it just looks like they're a bunch of they're the fucking Keystone Cops, always constantly stepping on each other's toes and falling over each other.
Yeah, that's a good. So Blitz goes, and when you unsubscribe, you have nothing to show for your support of the brand. That's crazy too.
That's true.
Yeah, Chris, what's your take on this, man?
Well, yeah, I mean, Xbox fans should have been insulted years ago. It's just been building, like one after another. Just constant lies and constant shifts and all this stuff. I mean, when Microsoft's like, hey, Hi-Fi Rush is a success. We need more games like this. And then go to Tango GameWorks and go, you're fired. Just shut down the studio. Yeah. What the hell kind of shit is that?
They have this whole big hoopla where they go over to fucking Japan, right? And they're like, yes, Hi-Fi Rush is exactly the type of game that Gamecast needs. A really great title, really fun to play, doesn't cost a lot to develop. Great. You're fired.
Yeah, Aaron Greenberg said by every metric this was a success.
Yeah, I remember that.
Shut down the studio. It's ridiculous. They've shut down a bunch of studios, a bunch of games. They've just shuttered so many ideas and killed off so many IPs. And I mean, I don't know what state like Perfect Dark was in. That's done now. That's one of their main IPs. They haven't picked up things that could have been obvious wins. With FGC so big, they never kept Killer Instinct up to date, which was like an easy win for them because it was already done. It makes no sense how they're running. Like the Keystone Cops analogy is appropriate because they've just been tripping over themselves. The Activision Blizzard thing, which they fought so hard for, is just turning into a disaster. And now it's like they just decided to gouge everyone, right? Like, we'll just raise the console prices. Hey, let's raise the console prices again. 2 price increases with no improvement in hardware, nothing to offer, just going up. Market conditions. And then Game Pass goes up, right? Just pay, $30 a month if you want day one. And we're going to take away all the discounts that we offered. Oh, but we're adding value. It's insulting. So yeah, they're lying to you. They're lying to your face, and they're just charging you for it. You're paying for them to lie to you. So it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
it's also would be interesting to see how the normal Game Pass subscriber plays video games, because I feel like most of them are not like Brett. Which Brett, Game Pass is a great deal for Brett because he dabbles with everything.
Yeah,
a whole bunch of games. But for a lot of people, they just like to play one game at a time.
That's me.
For months. Or like for example, the Madden people, even the Call of Duty people, they only play Call of Duty for, I don't know, 6 months out of the year, and it's like, well, technically the game's gonna cost you $30 a month because you want to get it day one, and what is that? For 6 months.
That's a good point. If you're a Madden Call of Duty guy, you are paying $30 a month for that shit.
Yeah. So instead of buying it for $70,
yeah,
it's like you're actually playing Call of Duty for a subscription price of $30 a month.
Yeah, if that's all you play,
If that's all you play, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, because I kind of jumped in a little early. I'm in between of that type of gamer. It's like when I play a game, I'm just on that game. I'm not dabbling, So it's like that's why I never found the value in it. Not only that, but Xbox just doesn't have any exclusives I care about, Like the few exclusives I have cared about, I just bought them. And I can name them because I've only bought one this fucking generation. Indiana Jones, that's it, They have nothing. I don't care about Alan Wake, don't care about South of Midnight, don't care about Halo, I don't know, man. That's why I don't
care about this Halo.
Yeah, Halo Infinite,
Speaking of telltale signs of when Microsoft was
Telltale
when Halo, telltale signs when Microsoft's going down when Halo was went down. It's like that's Microsoft losing their touch.
Yeah, man. And now Forza, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Gears of War. They're on PlayStation now, man. Yeah. Game Pass is doing just fine. Xbox is doing just fine. Fucking Baghdad Bob shit, It's crazy. All right, man. Another one from Mr. Assyrian Air Force. And this is the last Xbox question we got for the night. But we still got a few others, non-Xbox stuff. This one, kind of funny. At least in my opinion, it's funny. What will Xbox be remembered for this generation? Does anyone on the panel have any favorite Xbox moment from the past 5 years? I will say this, though. Carlos, I don't think you agree with me. Craig.
Was that this generation?
Yeah, that was Halo Infinite.
No. I mean, that's a good one.
That's the only one. Craig for me.
I have a few actually
from this generation. Excuse me.
Yeah, from this generation. Yeah, believe it or not. I mean, I did have Game Pass, and for at least a year or two. Hi-Fi Rush. I said that till I'm blue in the face. I did like Hellblade 2, and what's that thing? Indiana Jones.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Three pretty, like Indiana Jones better. I mean, I've never played I never had it, experience playing the Wolfenstein games, but these guys, they actually made me a believer that a first-person game could be a compelling Indiana Jones game, because I always felt like Indiana Jones was, a third-person game like Uncharted. But they did a decent job with it, so I was surprised with that. And Hi-Fi Rush just came out of nowhere, shadow drop, and then Hellblade. I know a lot of people aren't that into that thing, but I think it was a good experience for what it was. In fact, I'm waiting for it to go on sale on PlayStation so I can play it again.
That leads me to the question I was going to ask you, Manny. What do those 3 games have in common? They're all on PlayStation or coming to PlayStation.
They're all on PlayStation now.
So
they're all.
Yeah. I'm like those are good answers, but that's why I didn't pick a game, because I'm like, they're on PlayStation. They're all
Well, I
PlayStation.
mean, here's the thing. It's like, yes, they're not, obviously the Indiana Jones and, got released at the point where they just threw like exclusives out the window. But
Yeah.
I feel like in general, those situations, if they had come at a better time, I think they probably would have done a little bit better for them. But again, like, it could have just been that they're too far gone anyways, right?
Yeah.
Like, Indiana Jones. How well did there's no numbers, but how well did Indiana Jones do not on PlayStation but on Xbox?
Probably not that
did
well.
It just do garbage? It was just not enough to sort of get people to come along. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, on the one end, it's like, they're just they're so far down the hill, like, down the hill, it doesn't even matter anymore that they put out decent games.
Yeah, because again, they don't matter because they're gonna be on PlayStation.
They're gonna be on PlayStation, or their sales are going to get hijacked by their own subscription service.
Fuck. Hey, go ahead, Rich.
I mean, again, like, it's like we keep saying this. We keep saying this over and over, and I know, like, people are saying, well, oh, it's the numbers, it's the engagement. No, it's not. Engagement doesn't fucking generate money. This is not fucking YouTube. Or Twitch. You can get both of them. Like, just for people just interacting with the game doesn't generate money. There's no commercials that show up during your Game Pass to essentially generate money for the service, and it's not enough. The money is not enough to do it. Unfortunate part of all this, and I think that, again, like, the price hike makes sense, but it's also fucked up because it's like they know they can't sustain themselves with their own subscription, so they have to bring up the price. But then they give you this bullshit excuse like, oh, well, it's just for you.
Yeah. Rich, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I do agree with Manny. I did enjoy those games. But you said, Tony, the question is, what will Xbox be remembered for this generation?
Yeah.
It's a very simple answer. For bringing all of their games to PlayStation. Because I never thought I would see Gears on PlayStation. I reviewed that back in August, and it's like, and then of course, on October 24th, that's when they're going to reveal the next Halo game, and I'm pretty sure they're going to announce, oh yeah, this is coming to PlayStation. So yeah, this is because then you guys heard, when all of these Xbox games come to PlayStation, they do well, like the Forza game, right? Wasn't Forza the top-selling game on PlayStation when it came there a couple of months ago?
Yeah, it did very well.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't think Indiana Jones did too well though. No one's really talked about it, but I'm not surprised by that.
I think in general that last movie did so much damage to the franchise. Nobody gave a shit anymore.
Yep, that's exactly right. What about everybody else? Any Xbox highlights from this generation? You know what? I'll go around the room, and I'll go to Brian because I haven't heard him all night. Brian, any Xbox highlights for you this generation?
Nothing but raising the prices at this point because, like, they've not really had anything exciting. Like, game wise, there's been a few things. Again, Hi-Fi Rush, I'm there with Manny. I thought that was really good. I even went out and bought it on PC, supporting developers. But even then, like, I honestly can't think of any exciting Xbox game that I played apart from Hi-Fi Rush. Everything else has just been there. Again, I was not excited with Indiana Jones. I thought Halo Infinite was just, it had fun parts, but it just wasn't a Halo game. It just kind of had the skin of a Halo game, which I thought was odd, but whatever. And yeah, like, lots of games got cancelled. So no, nothing but raising prices.
Yeah. Chris, what about you?
It seems like there's more lowlights and highlights, and
Yep.
I honestly can't think of many. The only thing I could think of was how much coverage we had for the merger, the
Oh
Activision
God,
Blizzard
yeah.
merger. It was just one thing after another. The Federal Trade Commission inquiries, those trials, the Europe trials, all that stuff. Like that, it seems like Microsoft fought, and then it was Sony. Really, it was Jim Ryan who basically, snowballed that whole thing. Because Sony was trying to get Activision, and I don't think people remember that. That was his doing.
Yeah.
That Sony filed all those stuff. So yeah, what a debacle that was. They fought way too hard for it, and then what do they have to show for it? Look at the mess they're in now.
Yeah, I remember that. We covered that for like almost 2 years, man. So insane.
When Chris was talking about the trials, he's like, "Yeah, the FTC trials, the EU trials," and I was like, well, "What's next? The Nuremberg trials?"
Do you know? By the way, speaking about that, Chris, I don't know if you saw your girl Khan.
Oh, Lena Khan, yeah,
talking shit. That is a vindictive bitch, man. She doesn't let shit go. You know, like, honey, it's over. Relax.
Yeah. I know you're not even in the FTC chair anymore. So
yeah,
relax.
like relax. It's done. You know, big bag at Microsoft isn't gonna get you anymore. You know, Sketch, what's going on, brother? He goes, I feel if those companies can't afford to outright buy those things, they should be banned from it. Imagine buying EA and starting at 208
20 billion.
20 billion the whole, yeah, because they had to take in all that debt. You know, the Saudis did, right? If I remember correctly, that's crazy. You know, but yeah, Carlos, what was your favorite Xbox moment? It could even be a low light. Why not?
I've been trying to think about a highlight for me. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to Hi-Fi Rush or Indiana Jones. Although I have, even though I haven't played Hi-Fi Rush, I supported it by actually buying it. So, you know, I did my thing at least. The thing with the one of the things that I could think of is like Expedition 33 was on Game Pass. That's a highlight, but it's not an Xbox game. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's as far as it goes. But yeah, I mean, there's just way too many lowlights to even, you know, take into account. Like you guys mentioned, all the stuff that happened. The Activision Blizzard one, for me, we felt like, and honestly, I feel like we were all wrong about that. We're all feeling like, oh, you know, Xbox is going to save or potentially save Activision Blizzard. It's like, not really. All they did was gut the entire thing and kept the pieces that were already working.
No, you're right.
You know, it's not really, you know, that's one of the biggest lowlights. You know, like we're seeing it with EA. That I feel like they're going to be going through the same thing, which might not even be a bad thing, since, you know, there's a lot of teams like BioWare, they're just not even. I don't think they should even. They can't pull their own weight like they used to. We'll leave it at that. And then there's other things like you know, with more controllers in games and going third party. The Game Pass increases, the layoffs. There's just so many things with Xbox this generation that is going to make a low light reel for sure.
Yeah, I will say this though about the whole thing of like Microsoft saving Activision. They didn't do that, but they definitely saved Bobby Kotick.
Oh yeah, well that golden parachute, you know, was set in stone from day one. He even interviewed about that. I don't know if you saw. He was talking shit about Game Pass.
Oh man!
Yeah, like he's like, yeah, the part of the, like, when they were bringing him in, they said that, you know, they wanted a Call of Duty on Game Pass, and he was like, that doesn't make sense.
Wow.
So
look at it now.
He knows, you know, people but legitimately buying something, whether it's a thing off of a digital store or going to an actual store, that is where the money is, man.
Yeah.
like I get it. Like, they keep on saying they want to be the Netflix of gaming, but the thing about it is that even Netflix isn't the Netflix of things, because just how much money that just gets. They can't sustain themselves either. They always have to keep pushing up their prices because of their own content.
Yeah. Are you right, man?
Yeah,
Right.
It's one of those things where, for me, it made sense that they went through the Game Pass model because they were just nowhere near in the realm of competition with PlayStation. So I understood the route that they took. But if we're being honest, I mean, I kept thinking back to even the 360 days when it was quote unquote their heyday. Gears and Forza were the two things coming from Microsoft, from the Xbox studios, that really was a highlight of everything. Everything else was mostly third party. If you think about it,
No, it's true.
BioShock was known for being on Xbox, but that was third party. Mass Effect was known for being on Xbox 360, but that was third party. The Orange Box, there's a whole bunch of things. They were on PlayStation too, but
Xbox for suckers. They're for suckers.
we've been talking about Xbox for the last hour. A lot of questions about it, as you can imagine, Adam.
Well, there's nothing. There's no more questions. We already got all the answers. That's it. The corporation has given us all the answers. It was a big mistake. The whole Call of Duty Activision thing.
Damn, Adam, wait. You are a big champion for that.
I am. It's for them, though. They were expecting big bucks, right? They were expecting all this to come into it, and it probably would have happened if they listened to the people and put all these games from the Activision back catalog on Game Pass. All the older Call of Duties on Game Pass. They didn't do any of that shit. Instead, they were like, we'll put this one, and you know what? We'll give you the new one, and we'll charge extra. When they openly said that they weren't going to charge for, they weren't going to raise Game Pass rates once this purchase went through.
And look what happened.
And they did. Well, they did it before. They did it right after. And I was like, okay, now what? Well, you're going to dump all the other shit, right? No, we still didn't get that whole back catalog. And then they were wondering why they're not making all the money. So now they have to keep jacking up the rate. No, you fucked up. You fucked up. You should have just dumped the whole catalog, just like they did with Bethesda. Remember? Yeah. When they got Bethesda, they spewed it all out there, and there was games for days. They didn't want to do that with Activision. So maybe because they wanted everybody to just play on the current Call of Duty, but that still doesn't make sense because all the other multiplayers for the older Activision, the Call of Duty games are all active. If that's the case, turn all those fucking servers off. Then you'll funnel the player base. Yeah. But they're not. They're all up still. So what do you want? Do you want people to keep playing the old shit or not? If you don't, turn the shit off. EA does it. EA turns off their Ultimate Teams after 2 generations pass. They're like, all right, off. They slowly move them over. You got to do the same thing. But then they wonder why they can't do it. And then spawn with the all bullshit. Oh, we're making all this money. Stop lying. If you're making all this money, you wouldn't be begging us for more money. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of bullshit, and it's sad, and I'm sure Phil is like, damn, can I get a job somewhere else? Because this puts him on the spot. Yeah, I'm sure he's looking at fast foods or something that he could do in the back end for a company, because
he'll be managing Carlos. He won't be flipping burgers.
No. That's what I'm saying. No. I mean like Reginator type of thing.
Yeah.
Not like not being the chef
having take over Mattel or some shit.
Yeah, take over Mattel, do something, because here it is. He's the face, and he could only say from the game perspective, right, of how he sees things. These are the money guys coming up with this shit, telling Nadella and doing all stuff. So then once he got there, okay, I smoothed things over. I told him why that game sucked. I explained what's going on with the studios. What's next in plan? We're jacking up by $10. We're doing it. You're fucking me now. You are really fucking me now. Why are you doing this? Why are you? Because there's no way that he doesn't. Money guys have control over these decisions. Yeah. It's not him. And I'm sure. And I was telling Rich and Carlos, because I had to record. I couldn't jump in the other one. But I want to say this about the whole thing with the crew. A lot of people upset. Oh, damn, the fucking crew. How could they add this shit? Who wants that? Well, they know the numbers. And from what like I said, generation for the kids, they love Fortnite and they love all that, the cosmetics. And that's what that battle pass, that crew pass is. It's $14.99 a month. That's $15. So they must see the numbers and see how many people actually sub to that on and play it on their platform and figure, you know what, a good amount do that. So if we can just slap that on here, they'll think they're getting a savings. You know what I mean? Because they were like, oh, well, look, now you don't have to worry about paying the $15. Now we're just putting it on here. You're actually saving $5 because then we're only putting $10 here. Hey, it's good. So yeah, that Fortnite community that pay the 15 a month, they might be okay with this because they're saving money. But for the majority of people that don't play Fortnite and don't care about fucking Ubi games that they already played 10 years ago, and it's bullshit. And if you can probably buy all those on sale for $20 in a bundle, all the bullshit games that they're trying to put, then it's a ripoff. It's a ripoff. And it's upsetting that they don't just say, you know what, let's make it like a menu system. Pick and choose what you want. Build your own. If they did that, I think it'll be a much easier pill to swallow. You know, because then people are like, all right, well then I'll pick and choose what I want. I don't want this service. I don't want that one. I just want this. But no, they want to force it down people's throats and charge all this money. And it sucks. Yeah.
Well, you know, a game like Fortnite to me is like an evergreen game that has everything in it. So for people who are subscribed to Game Pass that are excited about the Fortnite stuff, I'm curious if most of them, like how many of them actually play games like Grounded and stuff like that, or other games. Yeah, most of them probably just play Fortnite. And that's it.
That's the numbers. That's the number of people in the background that are seeing those metrics. They must know that it was like, all right, hey, X amount are Game Pass subs and also Fortnite subs. If we can combine them, it'll be smoother, and it's got to be a high number. I don't see why they would push something that's $15 into this if it wasn't. And we know that it has a huge install base. We know that, and it's free to play, but they make all their money from cosmetics. Those outfits are like $20. You know, they're not cheap. And people are just constantly buying them. And the fact that whole crew pass, that's cosmetic stuff. That's all cosmetic stuff that you get sprinkled out throughout the season. If I remember right, I think it's like 3 months. It's some shit like that. And then they go over. I know for a while I didn't want my kid with this. I gave him one pass, and then I'm like, yeah, we're checking out, because he was eventually getting shit that he didn't even want. You know, it's like, because they're giving you stuff. And I was like, oh, you wear that? Nah, I don't want that one. I'm wearing this Hulk skin now. You know, it's like, okay, whatever. You know, and they got the outfits and stuff, but no, it's.
And then you looked at your credit card statement and you saw like $100 wasted
and another charge and another charge. I'm like, what the hell? You know, but it's that audience, and that's what I'm saying. It's got to be the people in the back looking at the numbers, and while everyone in the world's on fire for gaming and saying we're all canceling, and then Dollar and everyone's looking at their number guys. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, the numbers don't lie. Those people, yeah, we knew they were going to complain, but that's not the people linked with the Fortnite. Those people can't complain. I have not seen people from Fortnite bitching about this. That I haven't seen. You know, so it has to be that number, that metric has to be high for them to make this decision. Because if not, they could have gone another route. What's the other route? Actually put the Ubisoft Premium service on here. They made this bullshit classic section. That's not a thing. Ubisoft Classic is not a thing. There was no $9.99 Ubisoft Classic. There's only the $20 one, I think, right? That was it, the premium, and you're done. That's it. If they really wanted to push it, just like they did before when they added the EA stuff, then add that plan. And be like, all right, listen, we're jacking it up, but we're putting this in here, and that means that you get the day one releases, because that's part of the deal that they get, the Ubisoft ones. You get to play those day one. Right? And your save file and all that stuff carry over. So we're doing that. Or if they decided to even forget that and just do the high-end premium version of EA Play, which also does day one with save files and stuff that carry over, they could do that. You know, but maybe the EA thing, because they just got bought by another company and, or, you know, the consolidation, all that stuff, maybe they were like, all right, we can't even deal with them right now. We can't even come up with an idea because new ownership. They're dealing with their own shit. All right, Ubisoft, what do you got? You want to add your plan? No, we don't. Okay. How about all the old shit? Because a lot of those shits, if anybody listening and knows that if you go to Game Pass, you see all these Ubisoft games. They're already there. Tons of these games are already there. You know, and they're like, all right, how about we just put a lot of those together and then just give it a new tag and make it seem like it's a thing. You know, Ubisoft Classics. Okay. But if you Google that shit, you'll see it was never a plan. They just made that shit up right now. So we're assuming that they were trying to say that's a $9.99, right? $9.99 price plus the $15 a month for crew. Okay, there you go. Now you're looking like 25 and change worth of stuff, and then they jacked up the price of only $10. Hey, look at all the money you're saving. We're hooking you up with more games. Carlos, you're not anybody here. Anybody? I think it was just me and Rich. But we got a message when we logged into the app, the Xbox app, that just gives us a full list of, hey, we upgraded Game Pass.
Upgraded.
75 day one releases and this and that and crew. And now what's it? A 4K streaming and da. It's like, you know what? That's great if you could do that high resolution whole thing. But if your bandwidth can't handle that, it's not going to do it. It's going to dumb it down either way. So it doesn't matter if it supports it or not, you know? But still, that was another one that they're pushing, all that shit. And it's a mess. It's a mess. I don't know if, we're seeing the petitions and all that stuff, but I don't know if that's going to play a factor because, again, it's the money guys. I'm sure they knew this was going to happen, but they're like, what was it? It wasn't not the Wolf of Wall Street, but there was that other one with the bubble when they were talking about the bubble bursting and Christian Bale was in it. And
Big Short.
Big Short. Remember that? He was like, oh, things are going to get bad, but then it's going to get good. I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it. You just got to watch it. Everything's burning. Don't worry. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I'm sure they have very smart people in the back that were like, don't worry. This is the fallout that's going to happen, but this is what's really going to happen. These people that play this Fortnite, that buy the crew pass, will stick. If they stick, that will compensate for the people that drop until Call of Duty 7 launches, and then we see what happens. Then that's the real metrics, because then we'll see if the people jump back on and they continue on with all the perks and all the things that you get with all of that. And if not, then it goes to shit. And if it does go to shit, then they put this whole department up to sale for, Amazon or Apple or Google and say, you know what, Microsoft, we're out. Who wants the Xbox brand?
You've seen those reports, right, Adam, this weekend? About how basically Xbox is not going to make hardware anymore. That's still not confirmed, but that's the report that's been going around this weekend.
I mean, if they ever do it, and we said before, it'll be one of those specialty items. Like, hey, you want a real OG, real Xbox? Go to this website. Give us too much money because if they're already jacking up a 5-year-old console, I can't imagine what a new current. That's gonna be ridiculous. If they're already charging $1,000 for a bullshit handheld that really doesn't even give you the full experience because you can't play really all your Xbox games, just what's available on PC, it's all bullshit. I'm sure that one will be like, they won't even tell you a price. They're like, hey, we have payment options. Once they say that, then this shit's expensive.
They got layaway.
They got a layaway plan, right? They're like, yo, we hook you up. It's a lot of bullshit, but it's sad for all of us, because this is it. Gaming is dead. This is ruining Nintendo. This is ruining PlayStation. The dominoes have all fallen down now. All of them. People can't celebrate on any platform because once this is gone, there's no competition.
We talked. By the way, you weren't here for this. I talked about this. Basically, there has been no competition for 10 years because people are like, oh, what's gonna happen when Xbox goes away? Like, Xbox hasn't given PlayStation competition for 10 years now.
Yeah.
So nothing would change.
Because the whole we're trying to be competitive with the pricing. Look at Nintendo.
That's the only thing I did mention that too. Yeah.
They're gonna be like, you know what, $80. Where else are you gonna do? Oh, you got to go play it on a PC then. There's no other console with you.
Yeah, I did bring it up. I'm like, hey, $90 games now, but that's the only thing that I could say. But when it comes to gaming, there hasn't been any competition.
I think this is going to put such a bad taste in people's mouths that they're going to be like, there's no point. There's no point for any of this. Go to the PC side. Get one of these damn handhelds. Get a damn Steam Deck for $400. Who would have thought that would have been the discount now, right? When that shit was coming out, what? A high-end $600? Wow, that's pricey. And now look, we're seeing 1,000. We're seeing 1,300. We're seeing crazy numbers for these things.
The most expensive Steam Deck is less than these new consoles. Yeah. The $650 one is less money. That's crazy.
And the other part is that, and I said it before with the generation, the kids that are playing the Roblox and all the games there and all these free-to-plays and the Fortnite stuff, they don't care about all this other shit. They don't care about all these games. This is our generation. This is it. And we're phasing out. We're getting older. And people are not, when they see these numbers and these high prices, it used to be cheap to buy into one of these things. It's like, oh, you know what? I get this on sale. I get a game or two and be okay. But when you can't even get the buy-in, when you're the console for a Christmas gift is like $600-700, and that's a 5-year-old console, and you want to get a new game, and you're looking at 80 and stuff. It's like we're getting into Neo Geo realm when we were kids. Remember that? When we like you would see it towards $200.
I think we're there. We're there already.
So just put it like now for the generation and that comes in, and it's like holy shit! It's like this is a high buy-in. If we get into this hobby, this is pricey. This isn't like it was before. You know, I'll go to GameStop, pick up some used games. Good luck with that. You know, we thought digital was going to be cheaper. These digital games are more expensive than fucking physical ones. You know, there's so many tiers of these digital ones that don't even make it to look at the Vault Edition for Call of Duty. That's all digital. You know, WWE has a WrestleMania model that gives you all the fixings. Oh wow, it's like 150. Oh, can I get the physical? Nope, that's a digital. You know, it's super expensive. It's gonna push people out to the point of like, you know what? This is a very expensive hobby, and I don't think I need this. You know, and back in the day, it wasn't the case.
Yeah, we were talking about that. The regular man's being priced out. By the way, real quick, I want to comment on something Tumek said here because he's right. And this actually leads to my further point that I brought up earlier in the show, where I said if Xbox goes away, the game industry won't even be affected. He goes. We need to remember that Xbox isn't shit outside of the U.S., so them going under isn't going to upset many gamers. I agree. It's not going to do anything. You know, it's not really going to do anything.
It's going to do some depending on the studios. It's all the studios.
That's the only thing. Like, what's going to who's going to buy Activision after that? That's it could be like if the Xbox brand doesn't. The Xbox brand hasn't really been a thing, man. Ever since TV, sports has been done. You know.
It's all the IPs. It's everything that they own. Do they sell it all to some big company that
Saudi Arabia?
Yeah. Do they sell it to them? Do they split things off? I mean, it'll just be a mess. It'll be a mess. And then again, it's no serious competition. We see this with all kinds of. We're seeing this with wrestling now. They've jacked up the prices for everything because they feel like they have no competition. Hey, you want to see the only real good wrestling? We're the only ones in town. This is it. You used to pay $50 for a seat. Now it's $100. Why? Because we said so. What else are you going to do? And that's the thing. We talk about pricing, but if Sony gets to that point, they don't, like you said, it was like, oh, Xbox is not even an option. But right now it is an option. Not a good option, but it's there. Game Pass, it's there. If that goes away, which I think that would be the first to go, Game Pass would definitely, whoever buys all this shit is not going to want Game Pass.
Oh, yeah, they see it's been a failure. But what I think I saw was like, PlayStation outsells Xbox 3-1 or something ridiculous like that. It's like there's no competition at all, man.
But it was a service. Remember, that was the whole thing with Phil. That's the one time he didn't lie. He was like, "It's not even about that anymore." He's like, "It's about the service."
Yeah, but even that hasn't made as much money for him.
But that's what I'm saying. They didn't push all the Activision games that everybody was saying that they were going to get. If they would have did all that, then people would put more time into it and start playing and maybe buy more of the cosmetics and stuff. Because that's the thing. In Game Pass, you don't get all the DLC. You don't get all the other add-ons. You still have to shell out some money for those things. But they didn't even bother. They didn't bother doing that shit. And now they're in this spot. And people are going to cancel, and it's forcing people out. It's just too expensive. Even if you go with the low tier, it's still like, all right, well, I just played this online. Well, Fortnite, you don't need Game Pass. You don't need Xbox Live Online. Same thing with the PlayStation. If you're into Fortnite and that's all you play, you're playing for free, literally, because you don't have to pay for PlayStation Plus. You just turn it on and it works, and you're online and you're playing this game. All you needed was a console, and that's it.
Yeah, to make it goes, isn't Phil Spencer the head of Microsoft Gaming? Yes, he is. But remember, he's taking his orders from up top.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. He's not the money guy. He doesn't have the all-arching power to say, "All right, jack up the price here, do this." No. He's in charge of talking for the game companies, talking to the media about what they're producing, stuff like that. But when it comes to the money, I'm sure there's a whole room full of guys that just are looking at the numbers, and they're the ones that come up with all this dumb shit.
Yeah. So Adam,
they got rid of all the middle managers.
Yeah, the middle managers, Brett's favorite. So Adam, we got this one question for Brett, but it pertains to you too. Are you gonna continue your Game Pass subscription?
I don't know.
Fuck.
But the thing is that I get most of the games I play are stuff I'm reviewing.
Yeah.
So that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Now you're giving us the Tony answer for the last 10 years.
But it's true. Right. It's like, I'm so far past all this. Like,
and thank you for saying that, because I got to make a correction. I actually didn't buy Indiana Jones, so throw that out there.
You know, it's like yeah, I didn't buy that either. You know what I mean? So it's like it isn't going to impact me because again, a lot of those old games I already own. Right, we already have them on multiple, whether PlayStation, PC, or on there from a deep sale, bundles, whatever. I mean, there's nothing really worth, for me to get it. What day one? Well, if I'm reviewing it, if I'm not reviewing, then I don't have FOMO. Is not.
And there's not a lot of games anyway. Like
there's not a lot. Like if someone was to look at my history, it's like you see the games I review, but then you'll see big chunks of my game time, are just in FC. Any year, go ahead, throw in the year number. It's always FC, right? And Gears of War 4, because me and my buddy still play Horde mode, not 5, 4.
4, interesting.
4, because they just like doing it and shooting the shit. And that's it.
Call of Duty, you know.
Oh yeah, and the Call of Duty, but the multiplayer, not so much. But like the campaign. Now this one's gonna be a big deal because they brought back the campaign. And then for a long time it was Division. Division was a big deal for me, and then when this one came out, it's like everybody disappeared. Nobody wanted to play the war back in Brooklyn and stuff, and
I was already done. I got the platinum. I'm good.
But even with that though, that wouldn't impact me because if I was on Game Pass, because that game was not on. The DLC, the game is there, but the DLC you still have to buy. It wasn't like, oh well, that's free in Game Pass. No. You that Battle for Brooklyn, you had to pay for it regardless. So that's not a Game Pass impact. I mean, the truth is, when it comes to Game Pass, who is that for? And that was for people that didn't want to shell out money for a full game because they don't want to make that commitment. Whether it is $60, $70, there's no point when they can pay the $20 and get all these damn games. And I'm sure that's what the money guys are saying in the background. It's like, hey, $30 is still a deal for all these games. They still don't have to spend. Because what is it? I think some people are breaking it down. Even as like $70 or whatever, it's like 6 games you're paying. If you were pay 6 full for the year, whatever, they're getting all this stuff. But when you see 30 plus tax and stuff, that's when people start saying, wait a minute. How many of these games do I actually play? That's when people look. That's like with the whole gym membership bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Planet Fitness, $9.99, right? People are like, damn, that's so cheap. It's on purpose because then you don't really flinch when you see that hit on your bill, your credit card statement. You're like, I'm not. Well, I don't go, but it's only $10. If I eventually do go, it's not a big deal. Yeah, whatever. But $30, that's a bigger number. And that's a number that people are not used to. $9.99, that's ingrained in our heads. Anything $99,
that's a 360 deal,
right? That's a deal. Those are deals. But when you start seeing $29.99, you know what I mean? How many services are out there that are charging that much? That's a different story. And this is going to be one of the first. Of course, we got ESPN doing the same shit, and I heard their numbers aren't good either right now. Nobody wants to pay that much. They don't want to do it. So now you're going to have the people that are like, oh, yeah, it's not a big deal, $20. I get it. And then see 30. I'm like, wait a minute. Timmy, how many of these games do you actually play? Oh, you're just playing Fortnite. You're just playing Fortnite. You know what? Then no, I'll cancel this because then we could just, if you want the crew, that's still the $14.99. That's not $30 a month, So yeah, all right, forget it. We'll cancel this. So you're cool with that? Oh, you said you're cool with it? Oh, what? You didn't even know we had Game Pass? Forget it. Cancel that shit. Boop. There you go. It's done. My son, he jumps in. We were just talking about that before all this happened. Remember? I was like, oh, he plays all these different games. He dabs, he jumps in, he tries them out.
Like Brett.
But the one game he's playing the most on isn't even on there. He's playing on PlayStation. He's playing some Dragon Ball Z Zero bullshit.
Oh, wow.
And we had to buy him that when that went on sale. So it didn't matter how we have all these damn games on Game Pass. The one he wants to play is not on Game Pass.
That's something.
And that's how that works. So it's the casuals. This is going to hit the casuals because the hardcores or whatever, they buy their games. They don't give a shit about this. They're Call of Duty guys that were like, oh, they already bought it. If anything, they'll just, if they did have it, like, fuck it, I'll just dumb down just for the online. You know, but what's the cheap one? I think it's like $10. That's the essential, right? That's all you need then.
Yeah.
You just need to
Adam, were you here
online.
for the Thursday show? I don't remember.
No.
Okay, so yeah, we talked about that. Like everybody was, there were so many people unsubscribing from Game Pass that the website to unsubscribe crashed. That lets you know right there, man.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that too.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's crazy.
Someone needs to reach out to Microsoft and tell them that their Black Swan event has occurred, and that's when Adam unsubscribes.
That's it. Yeah, when he does that, we're gonna have to dedicate the entire episode to that. You know, because you've been on Game Pass forever, haven't you?
Well, I that's a whole complicated story.
Adam's story
not on air. Well, we can't bring.
All right,
it up
well, yeah,
online.
we'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk about it off air.
That's a very private story there. But yeah, no. I mean, am I going to? No, I have both platforms. But when it comes to this, a lot of my OG friends on there, and the day that they shut down, I'm gonna say goodbye to a lot of these people and never talk to them again. Where else? Unless they get a PlayStation
end of friendships
or on PC. A lot of them, this is it. They're older guys. They're not like
they're probably gonna hit the grave pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm just playing Gears 4, like I said. I'm like, these are not those type of people. You know, and if they're like, yo, they're turning this shit off, when's the last day? Let's say, I don't know, a month from now. They shut everything off. This is it. We'll probably do one big game chat, say whatever, and be like, yo, this has been a good 30-something years.
Fuck.
You know, and that's it. I'll give you my address, and if something happens, you come to my funeral. And
it's so hard to say goodbye.
You know, because I'm telling you, I have friends. They don't care. It's they like what they like. Just for shoot, they don't play the fanboy shit. It's more like, this is what I got into. This game works for me, and that's it. Gears 4, as far as I know, that is not on PlayStation. Right now, they just got the bullshit Reloaded, which nobody wants. And
yeah, that's not selling too well, I think.
No, because that's not what people wanted. People want that fucking collection. We know they made the fucking collection. Again, them being stingy. And then try to gimp in and just sprinkle these things out. Watch, we'll get it. Well, if they're still around, but a big restructure has to happen, which I don't think they're gonna do. I think this is it. This will be the nail in the coffin when they're like, all right, let's cut a loss. Because remember, Bill Gates, when he was still in charge, he was ready to sell this shit off.
Yeah,
he was ready to close up shop.
Xbox has always been a side hustle for Microsoft.
It was an experiment, and they were like, all right, we're done. And he's like, no, we can make this into something. I was like, oh fuck, here we go. You know, and then the 360, and it had its good points, had its bad points. It innovated a lot of the online stuff. That's cool. Then they came out with the VCR that bombed, and they never recovered. Fucking bullshit Kinect, which was supposed to be the future. Connect my ass. That shit is gone now. Where is it? It's done. It's in everybody's closet right now. It's not doing shit. So it's been an epic fail after epic fail, and now even with the fridge that we have now, that one it runs great. Everything is cool. No dramas of that shit crashing, but the games, bad luck, just bad luck. All these fucking first party games, just bombing, just doing nothing. And it's like it's like a Rocky movie, but they just can't get up. They just keep getting punched every time they try to get up. I'm gonna win this round. No, you're not, Rock. You're losing. You're gonna lose this fight. No, the next round. No, I'm throwing in the towel. No, one more round. And it's like the round of the years, and they just keep getting knocked down. They can't get a win. And it's up. Think about it.
They get knocked down and they don't get up again.
No, they do because they keep buying more studios and then they keep sprinkling out these fucking games. No, Halo Infinite.
Stupid,
man.
Get
ready. That is going to be the game. No, didn't work. The fucking space game from Bethesda. Remember? Oh no, don't worry.
Starfield.
This is gonna be it. Get ready. And then it came. It went high real quick, and then whoo, like a kid on a slide. He just went slide it, and it's gone. You know, out of sight, out of mind. Too much of this shit. The Gears were supposed to come, didn't come, disappeared, gone. You know, they could do all the racing games they want. Sorry, racing games don't push consoles. They never did. Never did. Doesn't matter how realistic the dirt looks on your tires. You know, people that are not into racing games will not buy the fucking game. And they're not going to go and buy a console with it. Because really, if you want that real experience, You're gonna do. I don't have it here because I moved the shit in the basement. But you get the racing wheel, you get the pedals, you get that's to get the real experience. And then you feel immersed. But you know what? At least 98 point something% of people don't bother. They get a racing game, play with the controls. They're like, oh wow, okay, dirt. Oh okay. You know what? I'm done. I want to play something that I can shoot people with. You know, I can't keep going in circles. A lot of left turns going on in this fucking game. I'm too much.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's move on to the last 4 questions of the night. It's from Cyber Drones. Now that EA has been acquired for $55 billion, will they start releasing remasters and remakes of their older IPs like Mass Effect, Titanfall, and Need for Speed to recoup some of that investment? Well, they already released like Mass Effect a couple of years ago. But yeah, maybe they'll start doing that. They'll start re-releasing a bunch of old stuff.
Did you guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you see this as a pro that they went private? Because in my man,
no, because they got bought by Saudi Arabia.
Doesn't matter. It's still private. That's a huge deal to go private.
Yeah, we talked about it on Thursday show, but we can't let go of the Saudi Arabia part. That's the part that bothers us the most.
Yeah.
You know, fucking Ronaldo's gonna be in every game now. You know,
he'll be on the
Salvatore Ganacci. You know, all that shit. Ganacci. You know, you have the fucking DJ.
What I'm hoping is that once they said private, I'm like, that's where most of that 55 went, that billion went to paying out. Did you hear these numbers? They were like triple for these stockholders. They were getting big money.
Yeah.
That was a great payday for anybody who had a large shares from EA. But to go private, that's ballsy. Because usually it's the other way, right? You start a company to go public so you can make tons of money. To take it in-house, then I hope if that's the case to recoup, it's going to be like Carlos will get this reference when Messi scores a goal and he puts the ear thing, like, can I hear you? That's what I'm hoping, that they're doing this. Like, what games do you want? Titanfall 3? Everybody wants it? Let's work on that. What do you want? A remaster? Oh, a new Burnout game? All right, that's for you. Let's listen to the people, because now they don't have to worry about the shareholders bitching about, oh, well, my kid says this is hot, or I want to see X amount of numbers or percentage sales, or else, no. It's all in-house. It's private. They close the doors like Wonka, right? This is it. You get what you get, and I'm expecting good things. So yes, am I happy who owns it? No, but the fact that they made it private tells me that they're going to take this shit serious.
We'll see. By the way, it's funny we're talking about this. I literally just saw this on Twitter. EA's $55 billion buyout by Saudi Arabia positions the company to accelerate AI in game development, potentially reducing costs by 20 to 40%. What are your thoughts on this? What this means for the creative workflow? Yeah, that's troubling. I mean, anything AI, bro, you already know I'm going to be against. So it's not looking good. Again, I'm bothered by the Saudi Arabia thing. These motherfuckers are buying too much shit, and I don't know what's worth them. Them or Tencent. I don't like any of this stuff,
What can we do? I mean,
not buy the games. That's something you can do.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
The thing about it is, it's like there's a huge problem with a specific government owning a fucking company.
So is it really private if a fucking government owns it?
If a government owns it, like that's the whole issue that was just going on in China.
Mm-hmm.
Well, every
single company that functions in China, China has to own a portion of it.
But did you see all the other affiliates in this? Even Jared's in it, Kushner's in it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, there's a lot of other hands in this pot.
I don't like any of those.
The biggest ones. They're just the biggest ones because they have the deepest pockets.
Yeah.
But they brought in all their other friends. So it's messy and it sucks. But it's private.
Messy.
It's messy. Hey, Ronaldo. I mean, I'm expecting to see Ronaldo on the front cover of FC27.
Fucking Ronaldo's gonna be a Mass Effect.
Go for it. I'd play him as a skin if it's free.
My name is Cristiano Ronaldo, and this is my favorite Champions League today.
Ronaldo could be EA's Mario.
Oh, God.
Like they just put him in all they did. You just say, oh, God, but what is it? How many followers does he have on the internet? Like 6.7
That shit don't matter. It didn't help Fatal Fury,
Nobody knows what Fatal Fury is. It's an older generation.
Yeah.
The newer generation, though, that grew up with playing football and those type of games, they know who he is. He'll carry over in that world.
That's crazy.
It sucks.
But yeah, again, go back to the question. maybe they'll release remasters, remakes. I don't know. I mean, everybody else is doing it, so why not? You know, make another why not make another collection with the Ronaldo edition of Mass Effect? I don't know.
Who was it? The people that bought all the Telltales and all that stuff. That's what they did.
Yeah,
they started cleaning things up. It's easy money. It's like, all right, let's just get a team to just polish all this shit, and then let's regurgitate it.
I mean, that's what Konami's doing right now too.
There you go. That's what they do. It's easy money.
Yeah.
I just want to mention that this isn't the first time the Saudis bought video game studios. And,
well, they've been doing it. Yeah.
There was
the was it Devolver Digital or I forgot who it was. Embracer. Embracer.
That's right. Yeah.
I know.
And then that fell through. I mean that.
I'll say this though, man. If EA brings back like Burnout, I'll be like, la 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 la. You know, I'll be converted. You know.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, let's see if they listen to the people to try to make some of the quick bucks. I was like, all right, well, what is it that you guys want that we know we can spit out and you guys want? Yeah, all the new games, right? All the new games might suck because they're all straight AI bullshit. But the older stuff wouldn't have to do that. Just clean these things up, fix them up, re-release whatever, or just whatever, just do something with it. But it was somewhere, I should have found it. I'll see if I can find it now. But apparently over in Europe, one of these gaming sites said that from what they had heard is that that this group really just wanted FC, because remember, EA's been in financial trouble for a long time. People are like, oh, but they make all this money from the FC and microtransactions. They still have to share all that. They don't own all these licenses, these deals. They Madden, that's an NFL. You got to share money with. You know, with the FC, you got to share with all the leagues to have all the assets, the teams, the clubs. It's a lot of sharing. How much is actually profit? It's still when you buy them though, you're buying the technology, you're buying the database, you're buying the staff, you know, you're buying the foundation to keep making this money generating machine, right? To do all this other stuff. And apparently that's all they wanted. And EA was not going to sell that separate. So it was like, all right, well then we'll just buy the whole damn thing.
They own their influence across all these sectors is immense. I mean, they, like you mentioned, they own EA. They own WWE. They own the PGA Tour. They pretty much own.
Well, TKO is not. They're not part of TKO Holdings. That's the Vegas people that own WWE. That's not the Saudis though. They're not an ownership group. Nope. They.
Did they buy the part of the UFC? I forgot. Someone they
bought. They partnered with Dana White to do some other fight league out there. They have some other fight promotion league separate, but no, they don't own the. They have a big business deal with WWE, which is why they have all these pay-per-view events out there, Crown Jewel and stuff, and now WrestleMania is going out there, and they're paying separate, but they don't have that. They don't own it.
But that influence is real. And where's the World Cup going to be held at after this one, or after? I think not the next one, but the one after that.
Wasn't it Venezuela?
No. So it's in South America. But after that, I
don't fucking know. That's what
Saudi Arabia
something or something. Is it?
Yep.
It'll be too damn hot. Nobody will be able to play there. That's it. The ozone will be gone by that point.
That
movie Hardware? Remember Hardware?
Nah, they're doing terraforming over there. You know.
Well, yeah. It might be played in the line. Maybe it'll be inside the line.
It'll be in. Don't they have a stadium or some shit over there? They'll do that.
No, they wish during. They got no. That right? Wasn't that the shit?
Too fucking hot over there.
Too damn hot. That was the whole concern before that they had to do it in our
December
winter time. Yeah, it was like they went, and it still was.
That was in Qatar.
Degrees. Yeah, the Qatar.
That was in Qatar. Yeah.
But don't they have a winter period?
Yeah.
All their games would have to be at night. I think that's try to keep it.
Yeah, that'll be too fucking cold.
Hey, what can you do? Run around with sweaters.
That's it, you know. All right, man. Next question, another one from Cyber Drones. Prices for gaming systems and PC components are constantly rising for no reason but greed. For a new gamer in today's market, what do you think is the smartest thing to get? A new handheld, a console, or a PC?
PC. That's it.
Handheld?
Get yourself a handheld PC. Yep, a handheld PC. Just not just a good quality handheld PC, because then that way you could do everything, and then you'll have your OS if you need to do that. Whether it's a Steam OS, you can still run Word and all those type of apps on there. Google Docs and shit, if that's what you want to use it for. Or if you get the Windows version, you can run all the Windows, but it'll play all the games as we just discussed with all this shit. All these games are on there. All these exclusives from PlayStation end up on PC. A little late, doesn't matter. It's still there. All the Xbox exclusives all on there. So just go in that route.
I'm gonna give I'm sorry to do this to everybody. I have to give the diplomatic answer. Depends on what you want, right? If you want a machine for the go, right, for where you're going to be playing a lot outside, get a handheld. If you're going to want to just primarily play in front of your television, get a console. And if you want,
you can still dock it.
Yeah, well, you have to buy a dock. Most of them don't come with docks.
Yeah, you buy a dock. Or you don't even need a dock. Just get an HDMI cable or a little hub thing.
Yeah, but the performance won't be there compared to like a console. So that's what I would suggest for the, for if you just want a simple things, plug it to your TV, you get that. But if you want, something that's really, really powerful, that you could upgrade, then you get a PC. So it depends on what you want. Yeah, I know that's not a satisfying answer, but that's just the honest answer. It depends on what you want as a gamer. Here's the thing: if everything's going up in price, it's all the same. Then everything's fucking expensive anyway. So get what fits your lifestyle better.
But also think long term and what carries over. Think long term and how you want. Right now, at least when it comes to PC games, it's easier to preserve and play a lot of older stuff than it is on consoles. I can still play my Mark Eccles Getting Up on PC. Can't do that on my PlayStation or my Xbox. They take shit down all the time. There's plenty of stores.
For now, though, Adam, 2025, I wouldn't get a console because the console generation is about to end.
I think it's over. All consoles.
Oh, you think so? Yeah.
So there's no point.
This is it.
This is it. I will not tell a single person ever to buy a console. I'm never saying it again because there's no point. You're going to spend all this money for what? Maybe one or two.
Sketch, you only say. I'm sorry, Sketch. You only say that because you don't leave your house, bro. You're a fucking hermit. He's like, who's playing games outside? Everybody else.
People, everybody else. You go to
because
work,
you don't leave your fucking apartment, man. Ordering fucking Grubhub all the time. By the way, he said that. I didn't say that. He said it.
Yeah, that's from the horse's mouth. Homeboy don't take no train.
Yeah, you take a train, you travel, and then I'm saying a handle, not like a Switch bullshit, because you're getting a half-ass gaming experience. That's what I'm saying. Any quality PC handheld that lets you do, whether it's the Windows or Steam or just doable both, because if you still need it just for schoolwork or regular work, you could do that. All the games, all the stores online, there's multiple stores. You're not tied to just an Xbox store or a PlayStation Network store. Get them wherever you want. There's always deals. We always talk about it. Doesn't matter what sales these two platforms do. The best deals for all these games is always on PC. So many stores that give you codes and different prices and stuff, and you don't have to stress about shit. It's just a better experience. And then I wouldn't feel bad when someone says, I spent all this money on here and I don't see any of these exclusives that I like, and I don't want this, and all these games are damn freaking $80 they want this. I see the PC version is already a discount. Why?
Yeah, see, Blitz is already saying he doesn't want to deal with any of that.
Yeah. What? Which were the
console stuff? Yeah, the PC stuff. He doesn't want to deal with it.
Well, that's it. The PC stuff on a PC, and that could be annoying, but that's what I'm saying. The handle, you're not dealing with any of that shit. We're not dealing with full.
He goes, you still have to deal with the weird PC stuff, which is true. If you get a Windows handheld, you have to deal with some bullshit.
Oh, that's if you run it through the Windows, you probably have to deal. But with Steam OS, you don't. It'll tell you right off the bat. You could see with the quality if it works, if it doesn't work, then or if you have to run it in a certain mode, but you could still do it. Just click a little drop down, switch your Proton version, and you're off to the races. Or do like most people do before. If they see a game and says, has it been tested yet? Type in youtube.com and type in the game and say whatever Steam Deck or Legion Go, and then see somebody who I'm sure has made a video showing that game running on that handheld. And there you go. You could see if the shit works or not. So it's just more options as opposed to just being tied down to a box that can just do these type of things, just price you out. And it's like, shit, man, you jacked all these games up, even the shitty ones. Why? Why are you doing? Well, we're keeping up with the market. And well, we just said it. You got no comp. Don't tell me you're competing with fucking Xbox and the people over in Seattle. Come on now. Oh, well, we're in Nintendo. No, you don't even have Mario games. What are you talking about? What
You ain't got shit.
And that's why when we get talked about the whole Grand Theft Auto 6, if that comes in at $100, oh shit!
Imagine if that kills the game industry, man. That'd be funny.
It's dead now. We already talked. It's dead now. I'm telling you, we laugh at it's pricing people out because what's going to happen? Even if someone says, no, I'm sticking with it, they're not going to buy as many games as they used to. They're not. They're going to be like, I'm going to be real picky with the shit.
Yeah, Adam.
And when they go to 100, people are going to be super picky.
Adam, you're supposed to be the light of gaming. You're supposed to be our Harvey Dent. You're not supposed to be Two-Face in this.
No.
No, Adam sees the light, man. He knows.
The light is just to play the games that you like. Forget about going and keeping up with the Joneses and all the shit that they keep promising you. Oh, this is the new best thing and this and that. No. And then just wait till they all go on sale. And that'll be the best thing. No more FOMO. If you have this, everybody's talking about it, then let them keep talking about it. That's it. Don't do it because you're voting with your wallet. If you don't spend money and no one spends money, you know what happens? That price will drop real quick. We've seen that time and time again.
All my buddies are spending $1,200 on Lenovo Legion Go 2s for fake rooftop parties that never exist.
Right, fake rooftop parties. Remember we saw with the Guardians of the Galaxy game. We all praised that game. We love that game.
And it fucking bombed.
It bombed. No one bought it in like 2 months. It was at $35 on all platforms. It just went boop. And it sucks because that means we're just not going to get another one. It's almost for Game Pass. For that. But that's what's going to happen, and that would crash the industry again because all these studios are going to be spending all this money. Oh, we need all these developers. We need this and that. We got this ridiculous budget for this game, and that's why it costs $100. Pay the $100. Well, the game sucks. Not paying $100. They don't want it to go on sale. They're going to have to recoup somehow, and it will go on sale, but that's not going to be enough. That's just going to probably to cover the main cost, and then they're going to close the studio. We see it happening all the time. The prices are too damn high. The whole thing, the buy-in is too high. The game prices are too high. It's just not worth it. And so for a new person getting it, where people already got this shit, they're like, I'm invested. I bought the console. I then keep playing. That's it. But if you're new and you're like, shit, I have all these options, and it's like, go with one that will last. And right now, the PC world on a handheld, you don't have to get a big tower and do all that. None of that. Just get handheld PC, then you're good, because then you can go and get all these good games cheap. You can play them, they'll look great. You want to go the extra mile and just plug it to your TV, HDMI to a regular hub. You don't even have to get a special one, none of that proprietary shit. You can go on Amazon and find any old hub that supports a 4K HDMI cable, plug that in, boop, boop, boop. There you go, play on your TV, unplug it, go to your friend's house, do the same shit. That's it.
All right. What about the rest of you guys? What do you think is the best thing for a new gamer to buy?
To me, this is easy. Okay. Even without knowing what their likes are. It's a PC, standard PC. Because if you don't like it, you can at least do work on it.
That's true. Yeah, Manny, I saw you were going to say something.
Again, the economical answer I think is the best for you because the thing is, it's like, again, we're expecting people to know these to know PCs, and now more and more you're finding that people don't know how to use fucking PCs.
Oh no, they don't.
Yeah, there's literally people that have just they've lived their lives on these little phones or on the tablets, and they don't know how to sit in front of a PC, and you're expecting one of those motherfuckers to figure out how to, even with just to suss something out that goes wrong with it. No, I can say that. I would say, again, whatever fits your lifestyle.
Yeah. Ironically enough,
I mean,
if you want the most cost-effective thing, get a Steam Deck. That's the cheapest one. It's cheaper than a console. It's
That's what I'm saying.
crazy, man.
But
and
I
you can
mean,
run
but
Google
again,
Docs
it's
and
like,
stuff. You can use it for
but
school
it's
shit
like,
if that's the case.
but at the same time, it's like, what if that person's not looking for that? What if?
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
why I
'cause
said, get what fits your lifestyle.
Those games don't have all the ray tracing. Those
Yeah,
games
they
don't
don't.
run at a full frame rate.
Nope.
So it's like it's amazing that they're running on there, but they're very compromised versions of those games.
Yep.
And
No,
if
you're
that's the
right.
case,
I
you
said that
still
too. Yeah.
But remember, it's not just a console. If you want that full experience, you still got to get a TV that's compatible with all the fucking bells and whistles, the HDR10, and all the other.
Who
People
doesn't
aren't
have
doing
a who does not have a TV in their home?
I don't know. I know plenty of people don't have 4K TVs. They have TVs,
I mean,
but not
yeah,
4K.
that's
That
that's
I do
fine.
know.
I
So they're
don't
not
have a
getting that
4K
full experience.
television.
There you go. So you could have the high-end PS5 Pro 6000, and it could output into 8K.
Well,
but
the
if
thing-
you're in a 1080p, you're not seeing it.
Well,
like the
number
commercial.
one, those games aren't even running in 8K or even
There you
4K
go.
for
There
that
you
matter.
go. See,
But
so
so
it's-
I'm fine. I'm fine with my 1080p television. But at least if I have a PlayStation Pro or Xbox the Series X, at least those games will be running in 60 frames per second.
Yeah. And then number two, what is it, Manny?
It's a console. It's
Yeah, no, I by the way, there's something I've been thinking about for months. I'm like, Manny, you always say number one, but you never go to number two. And I'm always waiting. I don't know if you noticed that about yourself. You're like number one, and you give your point, and you keep going like, where's number two? Where's number two? Where's number two? And then you never get to
You
it.
get to number 2 on the Patreon.
because then somebody interrupts me.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, just keep that in mind. When you say number one, make sure, because you always do have another point. You just never say number two,
I never. It's rare when I get to number two.
No, you do get to number two. You just don't say number two. You do say
after
number
this,
two.
I'm going to a number 2. Let's get this going.
Yeah. Gary Swaby, what's going on, brother?
Oh, shut up.
What is
Happy
up?
birthday,
Damn,
Gary.
man. What time is it over there in England,
morning,
man?
Gary.
Yeah, great.
It's 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock in merry old England, son.
Welcome to the internet.
Oh, man. No, but, man, you're right. I pretty much agree with you on that one, because, yeah, if you're going to already have a compromised experience, you don't need the most high-end TV possible. Manny doesn't. He plays games just fine,
Yeah. I mean, the only time I ever felt it was CRT running a PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Because remember everybody was running everything in like in HD, which was like 720, so all the text was incredibly tiny.
Yeah.
So that needed a better television.
Yes.
So like right now, so how much is a PS5? Can you buy a PS5 or they're all pros only?
No, they're regular. They have regular PS5s.
You
yeah.
can get
How much
regular
is the PS5? How much is that?
They're all $50 more now, right?
So what is
they're
that?
$50 more. I got mine for a deal.
Excuse me?
I bought mine.
Apparently.
I got mine when it was $400, the digital one, many moons ago. That was the one that I got. So I don't know what is the price now.
For the slim, it's $499. So it would be for $550, not $549 for the regular one. For the one
$549.
Yeah.
So that is the buy-in right there. That's just to tell anybody. It's like, hey, if I want to get consoles, the current version, nothing special, just the regular one. How much is it? And there you go, $549.
Yeah.
So if they can eat that right off the bat before getting involved in games and all that stuff, then
by the way,
they know what the entry is.
There's something I said would happen, and I'm already seeing it. Remember how I said that they're going to raise the price of the consoles and even peripherals, and when the holidays start coming, they're going to they're going to put the console on sale, and it'll just be back to the regular price. I already started seeing this shit. So
stores will do it though.
Yeah, I already started seeing that. I did a post because they had the PlayStation, the Sony InZone H9 headset on sale, right? It's on sale for $298, and I'm like, because this normally $330, right? I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. It's because it's $30 extra, so it's really on sale for $1 now, for like $1 off. Isn't that something? They're telling you, we're selling this to you for $30 less. But no, they jacked up the price without telling anybody. You know?
Well, that's what Macy's used to do. Remember?
Yeah. Actually, no, they did. Hold on. They did say they're going to hold on. No, I'm getting fucked up. Sony, so PlayStation said they were going to raise the price of the peripherals. Sony InZone is a different division of Sony. They didn't tell anybody they're raising the fucking prices. Ain't that something? It's crazy, man.
I mean, during the holidays, we always see just bundles, right? They probably won't lower. Stores won't lower the price, but they'll throw in an extra controller. They'll throw in some games that
you're not. I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
Nope.
Okay, the normal price of this headset was normally $299. It is now $329. They have it on sale for $298. On sale. That's not a sale. You just put it back to the normal price.
There you go. But that's what I'm saying with Macy's. I don't remember. Macy's does it every year. They still do it.
Yeah.
They jack up the price for items. They're like, yo, I can get this cheaper if I went to like Jimmy Jazz or something like that. And it didn't matter. And then when it was time for sales, they would lower the price. And that lower price is the normal price.
It's crazy.
It's not a sale.
It's not a sale. Not a sale. You know? All right. So next up here, we got 2 more questions and we'll wrap up. From Maker, who's been joining us all night, kind of related to the last one. With so many handheld PCs launching and costing so much, do you think there could be a market for lower spec consoles that are just powerful enough? Think about Switch 2 levels of power, but at a cheaper cost due to being a console rather than a hybrid that can play modern games. The majority of gamers are not so concerned with specs and would likely prefer to play a moderately powerful console over building a PC or playing a PS5. It could be an avenue for another platform in the market. Very unlikely, but interesting to think about. I mean, we're getting to that point, and we've talked about this before, where like graphics, I think, legitimately have plateaued. You know, so I could see a future where like we just, but never mind, because I'm like, hold on, even if you have quote unquote lower spec consoles, they're still raising the fucking price, right?
Yeah,
we're now paying $50 more for consoles that are 5 years old with no upgrades, right? So even if you do have a lower spec console, which would ostensibly be what we have now, right? A PS5 is a low spec console. That shit's already going up, you know? The fucking Switch 2 is more expensive. So like here's the thing, Dumeke, I feel where you're coming from, and I was with the question. I was like, yeah, like that's interesting. Then I started thinking about it just as I'm reading about, wait, they're jacking up the prices anyway. So what's the fucking point? You know?
The only thing that we can see going forward that could catch on is what we're seeing with Amazon doing. The Luna, right? That's what
they're bringing that shit back. You know?
Yeah, the GeForce now, these services where you buy in and you connect, and all the tech and stuff is in the cloud.
Yeah, it's a cloud gaming though, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But the buy-in is very cheap. You just need a controller, and a subscription, and there you go.
Oh, fuck. Is that going to be the option, the cost-effective option for people? Wow.
That is going to be it, because they were like, shit, the entry is just too damn high for all this other shit.
But isn't that a subscription too?
Some of them. Some could be.
Yeah, because I'm like, if you're paying a subscription, it's going to end up costing you more money.
But for some of them, I know in GeForce, and then even with, and they let you sign.
GeForce is a subscription,
The GeForce now, but if it's still, when I signed up with it, it still let you connect your Epic and Steam accounts. So then now the games you do own, it lets you play those off the cloud. So then with that, you didn't need the subscription because you're playing a game you already own.
Yeah. But you still have to pay a subscription for the service. That's what I'm saying.
But it was like $5 a month.
Yeah, I don't know what it is now, because they released new pricing recently. I did a story on it.
Price. All right, great.
You know how it is, Adam. Everything's going up.
I know.
But
that's what I'm saying. Everything else. But when it comes to the cheapest, if you want to get into the gaming world and play really good quality games and don't want to buy any hardware, then that is the way to go through these services. That's it.
Yeah.
Just play it over there in the cloud. Just make sure you have good internet. Don't go to a cafe. She ain't gonna work.
You need internet.
Yeah,
it is a luxury now, man. It's gaming. Gaming is not for the average person anymore.
It is not. It's gonna be one to watch. Give it a few more years, and someone comes to your house like, "Yo, wait, you gotta play? What the hell? That's a real PlayStation?
It's a real PlayStation?
Shit. Yo, are you still financing like my uncle? No, you paid outright. Holy shit, you are rich. You do got the juice. Look at you."
So there's a free plan, right?
Okay.
Then there's the $99 plan, $99 year.
Yeah.
Then a $200 one.
What's included for the free one then?
Free one is ad supported, so you have to deal with ads.
Okay.
Yeah, access to 2,000 games, ready to play games.
Okay.
1 hour gaming sessions, up to 1080p resolution, up to 60 frames a second. No priority access to queue, and what is this? 4 CPU cores, 14 gigabytes of DRAM. All right, so
that is the perfect plan for a very, very casual gamer. If somebody
super
was like,
casual.
I just want to, I want to try that shit, but I don't want to spend a lot of money. Are you gonna play the whole thing through? Probably not. But I want to just jump in and play. I was like, then there you go. It's free. That's the best price of them all, right?
Yeah.
Then go ahead, jump on that. That's it.
But even the $200 one a year, it's still cheaper than buying a console. That's crazy, man. That is sad. If like the cheapest option is a fucking streaming service, but it may have to get to that. Everybody's being forced out of gaming.
I mean, that's what Game Pass was pretty much going for.
Well,
that's the thing. Yeah,
now the best deal in gaming, Adams, got more expensive.
Because what was it? The PC one? It's still under 20. It went up a few bucks.
It went up. It went up. They didn't mention that part. It went up.
Yeah, it's like $16 or something like that.
Yeah.
From 13, 16, something like that.
It's crazy.
Also, just to answer this question, funny enough, Xbox already did this with the Series S.
That's right. Yeah, they did.
That's exactly what the point was, and we've seen that it did sell a lot more than the X, because again, it was cheaper, so makes sense. But obviously, the question is, at what cost?
Yeah.
Not actual cost, but yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
It'll be when that new the Legion one the Xbox handheld and the cheap one, right? There's the $1,000 one, and then there's the dumbed down version.
Oh, for the Xbox Ally.
The Ally. Yeah, there you go. That'll be an interesting one to see, because if it still applies like the same metrics like we just said with the X and S, then that cheap one is going to fly off the shelf.
Good.
No one's going to give a shit. They're going to be like, shit, how much for that? That's better than
motherfuckers bought up the $13.49 Legion Go, bro. Do you think the $5.99 one isn't going to sell? It is going to sell. They're both going to sell. They're both going to sell. I guarantee you that.
There we go.
Yeah. I think we answered the question well enough. All right, and the last question. This one's for you, Adam. From Mob Hits. And anybody who else has played the game. Did you play the Black Ops 6 beta, and what are your thoughts? He feels like it's a cheap piece of overpriced plastic. I don't know how a game could be overpriced plastic since it's digital, but okay.
I wanted to play. I was away at a wedding. So over in Kansas. So I just got back today. But yeah, I had codes, and they were like, yeah, let's play. And I didn't get a chance. I'm going to play hopefully tomorrow and then jump in there. But I have my own expectations and what I want in Call of Duty. I've said it. I say it in my reviews all the time. There's something for everyone in a Call of Duty game now. It's no longer just run and gun. There's the zombies, there's the campaigns, there's all these different mosh pit modes. You pick it, whatever you want, it's something for you. Everybody gets something out of it. I've already made it clear what I want out of it. They took that part out. That was that third person mode.
Yeah.
Third person mod. I love they took the shit out. I'm upset. That's still not coming back. But this version is giving me 4-player campaign co-op, which we haven't seen since Black Ops 3. And one thing I like running gunning with the boys. That's fun. Why can't I do that in my campaign? My campaign, I'm running with AI dudes. Why can't those be real people? You keep saying you want us to play together, then fucking put that in every mode. Well, thankfully, we're getting that back in this one. So I'm looking forward to that. The multiplayer, do we really think it's going to change? right? No, they got their formula. It works. It's selling. People like it for that. They can throw in all these other attachments and perks and features. Yeah, that's what they do to push it as something new. But the overarching gameplay is always the same, and that's what people want. You know, if you stray too far, then you go into Battlefield territory and then suck. You know, I'm still not sold on the whole Battlefield being the Call of Duty killer. Every time another Battlefield gets announced and stuff, I see the same shit. Oh, this is it. This is gonna take over. I'm seeing it now. I was like, oh, this is the 20 reasons why this is gonna be better than any Call of Duty. Oh, get ready, like and subscribe. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not going down that road again. You know, I just can't see them doing it. So this Call of Duty, I'll jump in there. I'll play the beta. The main thing for these, and that's what people understand, it's not so much of what people like, what they don't like. No, this is just to test the servers to make sure it can support it. They have no issues, no bugs, people dropping, bad spawn spots. And guess what? You know what? Doesn't matter. It's still going to have those fucking problems when it launches because it does every year. They're like, oh yeah, we did the test. You got to jump in there. Oh, we had 500 people and this and this and that. It's great. Thanks for testing. We're gonna fix it all. Then it launches, and next you know, fools are spawning right next to you, you know, and shooting you in the face. I was like, shit, what was that about? But no.
Sketch says Call of Duty is just another Fortnite clone.
Fortnite clone.
I guess because like you said, it has everything now, so maybe that's
it. Oh yeah. Oh man, I wish if there's some modes that in Fortnite that I would have liked. For example, like the ability for creators to create their own mode. Hell, what's his name? A friend of the channel. Fucking oh god, dude.
Must not be that much of a friend.
He is our friend. What do you mean? You love this dude.
Well, because you can't remember his name. He called dude.
Oh my god, I'm blanking on his name, but we're friends on the Instagram thingy. So you know what I'm talking about. The guy from Boston. No, the Boston dude that does the voice work for Fortnite, and he does audio.
David.
David. David. You know, it's like that is a great feature. And if they added something like that, think about that. Think how creative people could be if they could create their own crazy missions in Call of Duty. That would be hilarious. We can get like people like comedians and stuff. Like, yo, we gotta go run these shits. We gotta go do this. You know, it's like so that would be I would love it. I would love it if they did shit like that. Just let people go wild. So that could be the next step. But no, right now they're still dabbing and adding wrestlers and fictional characters like Homelander and all these people in as playable characters in this world to run around and do craziness. And they charge $20, $30 for some of these packs. It's nuts. But people pay for it. They pay. So
yeah.
Pick what you want, play what you want. But as we know, there's always the same top kings. It doesn't matter. You ever notice this? All these games, there's always the top ones. You got the FIFA, you got the Madden, you got the NBA. You know, there's always like a set core that just stay up top. And those people just stick around and they can play those on almost all the platforms. So except the Switch right now. Switch 2 is not.
When's that Call of Duty coming?
Right? I can't wait. I mean, we already saw the Borderlands fiasco.
Oh,
we can't make that shit work on this. You know why? Because it's a shit console. It doesn't have the specs that they said it did. Oh, it might run Mario Kart Fantastic, which looks just like the last Mario Kart. But no, I really want to see this Call of Duty run on it. And part of me just thinks if they get it to run, it's gonna be in the cloud.
Could be, yeah.
They'd be like, oh yeah, you do.
Technically, they would have fulfilled their end of the bargain, right?
Yeah, I thought they were just gonna put some old ones on there. Just do the Modern Warfare remaster collection.
Yeah,
there you go.
That would work. That would work on there.
That would definitely work. That would definitely work on there. That should have dropped to last year if they wanted to. See, that's the shit. If Microsoft wanted to make fucking money like they made it seem, remember they signed a 10-year deal.
Yep.
With all these companies, throw all these fucking Activision games out on everything. Make that money back. Stop grubbing with the people and sell it on other platforms. Shit that we already know the people on Nintendo like to spend money. They don't care. They got money for days. They don't care. So then just throw this. Hey, Call of Duty, you're hungry for this. You're thirsty for it. You haven't had it. We're going to give you remastered of Modern Warfare 1 and 2. Those are old-ass games that ran on a 360 that would run smooth as butter on that fucking Switch.
Yeah.
and they would probably sell like hotcakes if they sold it, even at a $60 rate. You know, Nintendo guys are rich. They will pay for it.
By the way, Sketch says it is for you, Adam. He says you could create your own levels and maps and shit in Battlefield. Isn't that what you want?
That's what they did before. The gameplay wasn't there. The mechanics, it just didn't feel right. Yeah, you had that ability even in the other ones. It just didn't. It just didn't do it. Hey, if they can do it, and if it plays well, then more power to it. Go ahead. Let's see. But I don't have faith that they can pull it together. It's been so long, and all the other games. I mean, we'll see.
He says this one is like Forge.
The Forge, man, that was the other thing. Fucking Halo had that before.
Yeah, he's talking about that.
Yeah, and that still didn't work. You know, and that was fantastic. If you knew how to make shit, if you were, creative and you were inclined to know how to put things together and make awesome ramps, and so there were some awesome ones on there. But just people were really phased out of Halo at that point, and nobody was jumping back into it. But we'll see. But I just think it would work better in a Call of Duty because the install base is there. We already talked about that. That's big money, and if they can do it, there's got to be a reason why they locked it down, because they can do it. They don't have to add all the assets, especially with Warzone. They have those big maps. I was like, all right, how about this? Developers will let you create, and if it works, you send in for approval, and if we like it and it doesn't break shit and stuff, all right, then we'll add it in and make a whole little mosh pit section just for creators. Open that door, and yeah, that'd be killer. They'd make a lot of money selling assets and new cosmetics and all that bullshit.
Yeah. All right, man. Good stuff. Let's start wrapping it up here. Let's plug some stuff. Adam, what's going on with the TV terminal?
A lot of TV. See, there you go. When you're done playing fucking games, watch some TV. And if you don't have time to watch fucking TV, then you can check out TV Terminal, put it on one of your tabs, and hear us bitch about these fucking shows that we're watching. And we save you time and money, because then you don't have to sub to all this bullshit. But yeah, we're covering Tulsa King, Slow Horses, and Gen V. Those are the three that we're covering right now. Just recorded the latest episode of Slow Horses for Wednesday. Trying to get all these canned up and good to go. So that's what we're covering. And it's good. Tulsa King is good. We love Stallone. Stallone is a living legend. I'm so happy he's still around, still relevant, making shows. To me, he will always be Rocky. So that's it. Go ahead, TV Terminal over on YouTube. You can also find me over at the Coalition. All the stuff is there too. Also, The Walking Dead, myself, Richard Bailey Jr., Carlos. We just finished doing Daryl Dixon, episode 5. Limbo, fantastic show. Love this show, people. If you have not watched Walking Dead since Mothership, and you're like, I don't like bullshit spinoffs, they all suck, I will say, yes, you're right, they all suck except Daryl Dixon, and this one is fun. A lot of action. Every episode, almost an hour long, these episodes, with a lot of big set pieces. They're not skimping it, and it's on location. It's being filmed in Spain, and they do big drone shots to show you this is not some backlotting in California. So, or Georgia, because that's where they're all filmed, pretty much in Georgia. But yeah, no, if you're into it, check that out, and then hopefully that'll sell you on it. And you're like, yo, I don't have AMC Plus. It's fine. Then just follow us over on the Coalition, the I Am Negan podcast. We cover every episode every week. So that's what we're covering now.
All right. Rich, what's happening on the Coalition this week?
Yeah, so to piggyback off of what Adam said, I would also second and say check out our latest episode of the I Am Negan podcast for Daryl Dixon. That's currently on the website as well as the YouTube channel. As for the Coalition this week, this is a heavy review embargo week. So stay tuned for a lot of reviews from yours truly throughout the week. I wish I can tell you what games, but obviously can't do that. But yeah, just stay tuned to the website in the Coalition Gaming.
All right. Manny, what's going on with you this week?
This week is New York Comic Con.
Yay.
So I will be in the Artist Alley at I-32 You can find me there. I'll have all kinds of really cool stuff. If you missed out on MGS Con this year, I'll have some leftovers from that. The Solid Zero art book, which we gave away to one of our fans with the Solid Zero edition of Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Shout out to Jolly Yellow Nerd.
Jolly Yellow Nerd. Enjoy, my friend. Also, as well as whatever leftover prints I had from the show, those will be there. So I'll have all the versions of Snake from 1 through 4, Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid V, and some Death Stranding stuff, Cyborg Ninja, all that good stuff is going to be there at my table. Probably way more than I could display. So right now I'm actually putting together a print sheet which could show you what else I have at my table. I also have a limited amount of the boss shirts that we had that I had for MGS Con, which is, it kind of looks like a Che Guevara Big Boss shirt. So I have a few of those still left over too. So books, shirts, prints, and also comic books as well. My cover that Kari Randolph and I did for a Silent Interlude, which is a G.I. Joe or Skybound thing, that's going to be there with me. I'm going to have my Power Rangers number 9, Power Rangers Prime number 9 cover, which is a crazy exclusive, really difficult to find, as well as Ninja Turtles and Street Sharks and all kinds of other shit that's going to be at my table. So yeah, come by, visit, pick some shit up. Also Ninja Turtle stuff too.
There you go. And I'm gonna probably say around 3 o'clock for that day, Saturday. I'll be hanging out with Manny. So if you want to see me, that'd be fun. It's gonna be cool. Gary says that MGS art Manny does is dope. Damn right.
Thank you.
You already know. All right, man, we're done here. So I'm sure, so wrapping up. So follow us on Twitch and Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, hit the like, right, Adam, do that. Comment.
Go ahead, comment. We'll read them up.
There you go. Join the Discord. Again, shout out to everybody that's been joining Discord lately. I don't know where you guys are coming from, but I appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying all the cool gaming stuff. This week is obviously very busy in the Discord with all the Xbox stuff. Whenever anything bad happens with Xbox, our fans love it. So I hope you guys are enjoying all that. You can find us on every podcast app, Throwdown Show, and for links to everything else, down below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you next time. Also, see you on Tuesday, because I'll be on my friend Dave Wonder's channel for the customization show. So yeah, if you're on there and into that stuff, I'll be there too.
Good stuff. Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Peace out.
Adam Vale.
Have a good week, everybody.
Richard Bailey Jr.
Have a great week, everybody.
And Brian Manjoma.
Apparently, the cuckold Reddits went down a couple of days ago. Apparently, the people just sat there and watched it.
That's a good one. Oh, man. All right, guys. We'll see you on Thursday. Later.